I'm gonna do what I want to do, when I want to do it, and there's nothing you can do about it! Okay, so enough about the Kevin Nash references. I needed to do that for no reason. Hey everyone, it's your host, Eric Brown of NRE The WrestleVerse, New Reality Entertainment, and New Reality Collective, all that stuff and whatnot. I've been gone for a little bit. Work-life stress and work-life taxes, and a ton of trying to catch up on some stuff. As my love for wrestling continues to conflate with my work, because I can't stay home for work, just even if I have enough leave. But yeah, blood and guts. I had to miss the whole show because I did not want to ruin my moment just to watch this totality, and then I also had to go ahead and watch the uncut version of it just to see the full depravity of everything. My god, it was depraved. Let's just go with that. There, review's over. Good job, everybody. Anyways, so as you can see, even though I do not have a Golden Elite shirt, I don't like I do, but it was the old version, I do have Bullet Club Gold for life. As part of my endless trove of collecting Bullet Club merch that I actually find appealing and not at all annoying. That's a torture. But, yeah. The return of Blackpool Combat Club's story arc colluding with the Golden Elite. Man, this has been a whirlwind of chaos and destruction since, if you really think about it, this has been going on since December. Or November. It had to be one of those days. But, like, yeah, this is an active storyline that just started off from an accidental botch injury between Jon Moxley and Hangman and Page, and it evolved into this multi-angle, multifaceted, multi-faction warfare for AEW Dynamite supremacy. Really think about it. The cast of characters they've had since Brawlout happened and everything that depraved from that event. You've had Hangman and Page, the Elite reunion. Kota Ibushi is back. Yay! The reunification of Kenny Omega and the Elite. Don Callis' betrayal. Konosuke Takeshita's rise. Will Yuta being reduced to basically a redheaded stepchild. Death Triangle's reign of terror as the trio's champion in the Best of 7 series. And all these plot threads all culminate together into one brutal, bloody package. Continuity can be your best friend. The other wrestling companies should learn from that. Because imagine all this. All this started because of a botched clothesline that Jon Moxley has done hundreds of times over, and it just was the one unfortunate time that Hangman got hurt in it. And it evolved from being a Hangman, Dark Order, and then you got Dark Order to go ahead and factor into this. Like, oh god, the Elite pissed everyone off. And speaking of pissing people off on TV instead of backstage, the Elite pissed everyone off. Like, they pissed off Blackpool Combat Club, they pissed off Konosuke Takeshita and Don Callis' family. They pissed off Death Triangle, they pissed off Dark Order, they pissed everyone who was willing to work with them on AEW Dynamite, they pissed off the House of Black. It's just kind of tell. Oh, and don't forget, they pissed off the Jericho Appreciation Society. They pissed off the United Empire. And I'm like, how could this get any worse for the Elite? Oh, Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay stole the show and produced a match of the decade contender right here. Okay, yeah, they're fucked. But like, they would have to hope for a miracle to happen just to lessen the numbers. Sadly, Bryan Danielson could not compete in this match because he broke his arm. Because he was too busy having his final countdown. Da, 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 the final countdown. So that had happened. There was much rejoicing from that. And when heading into Blood and Guts, Pac returned after what feels like forever, because it was literally 6 to 7 months he disappeared. Yeah, I don't know, like the pandemic in government talk is over, so I don't know what's going on with that. I'm like, I didn't know he was returning from injury, but I didn't think it was that bad of an injury. I heard. I could have been wrong though. But the fact they brought Pac in to replace Bryan, and there is a foundation to work with this, I was like, more content, please, more content. And the fact that continuity can be such a great friend, oh, I wish we got this more. So anyways, we got Blood and Guts. The saga of Blood and Guts, the ending to this multifaceted, multi-angled, multi-faction gang warfare violence for supremacy on AEW, more specifically Dynamite, since we can't have CMFTR get involved, even though Punk reportedly did pitch himself to get involved, and even Jon Moxley was cool with it, but they were like, we can't do that. And I was like, because the picks were already made, and that they apparently said it made no sense, even though it makes all the sense. You just need to acknowledge what happened. I'm like, come on, there's money on the table here. Anyway, so yeah, Blackpool Combat Club, Don Callis' family, Death Triangle, all united their powerful forces, the best of the best, to take on the Golden Elite. In fact, I'm surprised they didn't just add the other two faction names here. The Blackpool Combat Club, Don Callis' family, the family, and Death Triangle. That would have summed up the whole thing. I mean, like, I get Blackpool Combat Club was the thing that started this whole mess, but still. And the reunion of the Golden Lovers, and thus Kenny Omega will no doubt lose his mind. And Kota Ibushi in this match. Let's just get something here. I winced every time he did a neck drop because, of course, he was going to do something stupid with his neck. My worry was that he was going to get injured really quickly, considering when he first came back after leaving New Japan after extended time from injury, he immediately got hurt training and then still kept wrestling because he's insane. And I blame Adam Cole, baby. I blame Kenny Omega, and I blame Cody Rhodes for starting this trend again. Oh, and I can also add Seth Rollins to that list. And Rich Holland, he had a torn ACL at the time. And we're still wrestling in Raw Underground. So this match culminates in brutal depravity. Brutal wrestling style. Like, I was surprised how tamed it was during the first 3 participants. And then it got crazy with Jon Moxley getting involved and just stabbing people's heads in, dumping glass everywhere, and just going full on Moxley and whatnot. Like, they didn't have to. But Jon Moxley's like, look, this match has no violence, no blood, and I know Bryan Danielson's gonna be pissed, but he needs to know what he missed out on. I'm going to ruin it and whatnot. Considering that Jon Moxley in the last few weeks has also been doing insane stuff, mostly getting things stuffed into his skull and trying to make us process how the heck he's even alive at this point, and why Renee has not made him sleep on the couch yet, because she's not going to continuously deal with this. At least I would imagine. But yeah, the chaos of this match. They were like, okay, we need to do something that has not been done yet. Okay, Pac, be the bastard that you can be. Jon Moxley, bring the depravity to no bounds ever seen. That makes CZW's days of Moxley look tame. Wheeler Yuta, you're our fall guy, so just practice being the fall guy. Claudio, be yourself. Konosuke Takeshita, be your wacky, insane self. Golden Elite, up the brutality of it all. Hangman, you need to go higher on that. And Pac did what I call the Jeff Hardy move, where he got on top of the cage, climbed on it, and then like an animal, and crashed onto the table. And Tony Schiavone going ahead and say, I have never seen this before in my life. Now, I don't know if that's accurate or not, but I was gonna be like, when I heard that commentary comment, I was like, I'm pretty sure Jeff Hardy will take offense to that, considering he signed AEW, and well, He did that in WWE with Randy Orton, and it nearly broke him, and he has a screwdriver shoved into his ear. Yeah, that was a day. Back when Randy Orton was also getting really horny for some reason. Anyways, so when this whole culminated into blood and guts, and I was thinking, okay, they got thumbtacks, they got glass, they probably got chains involved in this eventually, though of course I'm pretty sure Wardlow would be pissed about that. What can they do to top the violence? And then Jon Moxley was like, oh, for fuck's sake. When Jon Moxley brought out a bed, I was like, oh, a bed of barbed wire or thumbtacks probably. Nope, it was screwdriver nails. Moxley got a bed of screwdriver nails. I want to say something, but I don't know what I could say. Like, when I saw that, I was like, I got nothing for this. I genuinely have nothing to say about this. There we go, bed of screwdriver nails. So yeah, apparently murder was on the list of crimes Moxley wanted to commit. And like he already stole a mountain ranger's Canadian outfit. Surprised they Canadian. It's a funny thing. When I recalled they were going back to Canada, I was like, oh, imagine if they follow through with that from WWE about Jon Moxley stealing a mountain ranger Canadian patrol unit. Oh god, that would have been hilarious callbacks. Oh man. And the big piece de resistance is Kota Ibushi and his performance in this match. He looks like he hasn't lost a step, though. I feel like because there were so many elements in this match, people were like, can we get more of Ibushi being Ibushi? Like, some people were going ahead and saying how Ibushi just wasn't presented as much as we had hoped. And like, I get it. In fact, it even was the decisive finish. It was Hangman and one of the Young Bucks doing it. Oh, and during the match, Bastard Pac is having beef with Claudio Castagnoli, because of course they are. And Pac walks out of the match after doing this, getting a bolt cutters to break open the cage, escape, and walk away, be like, fuck all of ya, you bastards, and whatnot. And then Don Callis took Konosuke to Takeshita when things were seriously deteriorating for the group. And the Blackpool Combat Club were now down 2 men against the Elite Unified 5. I'm pretty sure they just now realized the multi-faction alliance was never going to work. Maybe they should have got Evil Uno for this. He probably would have been all in. No pun intended. And... oh man. When that happened, I'll get to that in a moment, but when that happened, I knew, okay, they're nearing the end of the match. They're not doing what WWE did with NXT War Games, where 3 of the women were gone and somehow the team still won against 5 other people. That was a thing. I'm still confused about it to this day. But yeah, yeah. Like, they would probably be able to put up some resistance, but like, unless the Golden Elite suddenly fractured out of nowhere, then yeah, they're likely screwed. And sure enough, they were likely screwed. Because Moxley got handcuffed, Claudio was taken out, Wheeler Yuta was being choked the life out because he's the fall guy, and it's revealed that Moxley made the call for surrender because he was handcuffed, he couldn't save Wheeler Yuta, and thus, the Elite and Kota Ibushi, the Golden Elite, win. Brutality. And whatnot. And it was glorious. Glorious violence personified. I just wish Brian and William Regal could have been here to see it. And of course, the Golden Elite celebrate their grand victory to stake their claim at the mountaintop that even though they may have been suspended, beaten down, got clocked by a steel chair, and bitten in the arm like a mad dog, they're still the elite and they are still ruling the roost here in AEW Dynamite. I'm like, granted, there is still one faction they have to overcome, but let's be real, it's gonna probably be a while before we get any substantial progress on that. Still open though. And here's the thing, Pac leaving and having beef with Claudio. So here's the thing. Why did they have beef all of a sudden? And why did he betray the team and whatnot and stake his revenge all of a sudden? Well, there is one moment in particular that made this match even more legendary for me. It was after, you see, Claudio, because he was outraged at Pac's bastard betrayal, curse your sudden and inevitable betrayal, he challenged Pac for the Ring of Honor World Championship at Death Before Dishonored because Mark Briscoe was out of action with injury. Damn. And they had a clinic, from what I heard. I didn't get a chance to watch it. I was just so exhausted that day. I just couldn't really bring myself to watch it, so I didn't buy the pay-per-view. I'll probably rectify that down the road, but for now, I'm just gonna be like, oh god. And I saw one clip where Claudio just hurls Pac into a table, and Pac's like, I've made a huge mistake. And of course, Tony Khan, because he is a mad freaking genius, a lot. Okay, so just to clarify this, there's another reason why Tony Khan is also infamous for his historic moments. Remember how I mentioned how Tony Khan how there was so much continuity, and basically if someone wanted to, they could just go ahead and say that this was continuity porn personified? You see, turns out Pac wanted join the Public Enemies podcast group. They go ahead and reference how they reference that Pac got his revenge, so to speak, for an incident years ago on episode 3 of AEW Dynamite. And Tony Khan responded saying, yes, hashtag AEW Dynamite episode 3 in Philadelphia. The first ever Hangman Kenny Omega tag team match ever, in fact. Blood and Guts Wednesday night Dynamite, episode 198 tonight. And that was after the show. So they have used the power of continuity to give Pac the justification for his sudden and inevitable betrayal and what he did to Moxley as payback from all the way in episode 3. Now, I'm not saying they planned all this in advance. That would be freaking stupid. Because, yeah. Oh, man. So, Pac wanted revenge on Kenny, and he now wanted revenge on Moxley. And I'm just like, continuity is your friend. Please respect that, WWE. Like, I even wrote a tweet saying this. My name is Tony Khan of AEW, and I am the master of wrestling continuity. And then say it's pretty damn cool that a small bit from the early episodes is now going to be a feud in 2023 after nearly 200 episodes, no doubt. Because let's be real, I'm pretty sure Mox is going to respond to this. And yeah, and it led to Claudio and Pac going at it. So looks like we're probably, if Death Triangle's still a thing, gonna have a little bit of revenge on Blackpool Comic Club now that they are fractured with the loss of Bryan Danielson for a little bit, broken arm and all. But we don't know where the Golden Elite are going, and we don't know where the Blackpool Comic Club's going. It's probably still good if you were Don Callis and Konosuke Takeshita, but Blackpool Comic Club now has a feud open for them with Death Triangle potentially, so cross on that. And then Kenny, my buddy from AEW, told me that Pac and Claudio have not faced each other in singles action in 16 years since they were in Japan in 2007. I was like, wait. Outside of tag team matches, WWE never had them compete, probably, So outside probable tag team matches, WWE never had them compete against each other. And I said this because this is the brutal honest truth when it comes to WWE's booking. How does one miss the boat on an IC title feud? We know they weren't ever going to be a world champion in Vince's world. That was a gift wrap to you, and now it's a Ring of Honor world title match. I kept saying, like, this is a high-level Intercontinental Championship feud right there. Granted, I would love it if it was a WWE World Championship feud, but that would require a ton of more effort than you would think. But yeah, we got the first match in over 16 years. Props. So now, Blackpool Combat Club has a feud open for them with Death Triangle. The Elite, we don't know where Kota Ibushi's going to be at after this. He'll probably be around for a little bit and probably go wherever the wind takes him. Or because they did say that we have not seen the last of Kota Ibushi in an AEW ring. And something tells me Tony Khan is going to try his damn best to sign him. If for no other reason, that's a way to get a guaranteed provision to get the Elites fully signed again. Because their contracts will be coming up this year. So we'll see how the 2024 bidding war starts for everyone involved. And last but not least, I wonder how they're going to handle... I wonder how Don Callis is going to handle the situation since he just walked out on Blackpool Combat Club with Konosuke Takeshita. So this is my thought. The Golden Elite are probably going to go out... The Elite are probably going to continue the feud with Don Callis and his growing family. Blackpool Combat Club could probably fight with Death Triangle. However, the Dark Order is going to get involved and fight with the Elite eventually to help out because they're kind of pissed at Hangman for going back to the people who threw him like trash for mistakes that weren't even his own creations. And even after they had confirmed that Matt Hardy was the one that sabotaged the friendship at first. Yeah, they should have thought that through. Well, we'll see where that goes in future programming, and I'm looking forward to the violent display of awesomeness happening. This is your host, Eric Brown of NRE The WrestleVerse. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, check out my content and schedule below to do more. My God. I just want to remind you all, this whole feud started over a botched clothesline. I am being real with you all. And look where it all led to. You take a disaster and you make something out of it. And I can't wait. This was a damn good match, and I can't wait for where all these guys are going to go next.